The cork export activity, with the trips abroad of several technicians and business people, and the daily contact with customers at a time when tourism hardly existed, brought to Montijo a lot of information about what was happening in other countries. Portugal is the largest producer and exporter of cork in the world. Most of the cork products we produced are for export. When there is an economic crisis worldwide, our cork sector also goes into crisis. It was like this during the Great Depression of the 1930s and also during the cyclical crisis that occurred. The cork industry only developed at the beginning of the 19th century, with the use of cork stoppers as a seal for wine bottles. The transformation of cork into stoppers in industrial quantities began in Catalonia, Spain, and only later appeared in Portugal, Algarve and Alentejo. To benefit from the train to transport cork from the estates to the factories and from the good access to the port of Lisbon by river, using frigate transport to the ships, the industry moved from the Algarve and Alentejo to the south bank of the Tagus, in the municipalities of Aldeia Galega, Montijo, Almada, Barreiro and Seixal. In 1923, the firm L. Moundet and Sons, it was installed in Aldeia Galega. It was the oldest cork factory in Montijo. José Mondé, the main partner of this firm, has a street named after him in Montijo. The firm Mondé and CIA Limited was a powerful cork organization worldwide and had been operating in Seychelles since 1905. The firm had 11 factories around the world. It was originally from the USA, but its partners were the sons of a Catalan. Around the end of the first half of the 20th century, the cork industry in Montijo employed thousands of workers in dozens of factories. The transformation employed a lot of female labor, which allowed families to earn a higher income since the couple usually worked. Most of the entrepreneurs in the cork industry, board preparation, came from São Brás de Alportel. During the period corresponding to the Great Depression in the USA from 1929 to 1933, Mondé closed its doors for a long time. During the various crises in the 40s and 50s of the last century, the labor-intensive factories in Montijo began to operate 3 days a week. The firm Mondé and CIA Limited in the 50s worked from 1.5 to 3 days. They worked and earned only 3 days a week. The cork industry brought a lot of employment and great economic development to Montijo. Today, the cork industry no longer has any presence in Montijo. The cork export activity, with the trips abroad for several technicians and business people, and the daily contact with customers at a time when tourism hardly existed, brought to Montijo a lot of information about what was happening in the other countries. An informed population has a more innovative, sensitive because they know what is happening to other places. The population of Montijo at the time had great knowledge of what was happening in the rest of the country and abroad, as there were hundreds of business people and technicians here who traveled a lot to sell or buy products.
Echo. Elder Hugo. Hello, you go. Echo. Acoustic. Thank you for watching. Let's get out of here. In America, amen.